Yeah, so that's a pretty easy calculation that you can run with the customer to understand the ROI of putting in a new product and retrofitting out that old product. There are some pretty critical companies that produce, for example, aluminum globally. I've been in a few plants that produce aluminum globally, and you'd be surprised they're running on very, very old equipment, probably PLC 5 and older. So you go in there and they have some of the biggest stockpiles of those components refurbed and open new box they could find across the globe. Okay. And so what they're doing, they're just consistently band-aiding it or plugging the hole, whatever you want to call it. And, eventually that runs out, right? You eventually lose the people that had the expertise on those components as they retire, and you eventually start losing that stock as it starts to disappear from online MRO suppliers and otherwise. So it's a pretty easy convincer to pull up the numbers and say, well, if you were to lose any of that hardware that you're buying surplus or refurbing, if you were to lose that permanently, here is what it would be per hour, per day, per week, per month that you're down. So downtime obviously is a huge thing. So you're losing production. So to say, well, guys, it's going to cost X for us to do this, and it's going to pay itself back in this amount of time, it's usually a very clear indicator. But they always come back with most applications that are really critical, and they go, well, we trust you, we know you can get it done, but we want to make sure that we can get this done, and we want to make sure that it's going to work, because we sure hate to go through the process of retrofitting this to get something new, only for it to come back and bite us and us continue to stay down as we debug it, when it should have been as much as possible debugged and commissioned offsite, right? Proven out, engineered, and put together offsite. So that's one of the biggest pushers and clear indicators. As far as the spare parts thing, it's very difficult to find spare parts right now, because that's what everybody's buying to sometimes supplement some of their builds. They're finding spare parts that are maybe sealed, or they're finding parts that were unsealed, but very lightly used. Some of these people are, they're giving out 1 and 2 year warranties on this stuff from the MRO supplier, and the vendors are able to complete their equipment or complete their job and get it on to the next one, because every day, every week, every month that you're extending that debt on those parts that you're waiting on, right? Most customers are net 30. Well, for integrators and companies like ours, we're holding on to that debt for quite a long time. And so what you find is a lot of smaller integrators, especially actually larger ones as well, they're getting their hands on whatever they can. And if they can get a comparable product new, it's just got a better lead time, maybe it's through a different manufacturer, they're doing that. Even if it takes a little bit of development time to swap how they do things, they're doing that. So, but it is as far as a financial indicator a financial point that convinces the customer the best is probably showing them what it would look like if they did go down as a result of not having modernized equipment and not being able to get that spare part.